Hey everybody, I'm on the Holland America Eurodam today, and in this video I'm going to share all my likes and my dislikes about this ship. Now I want to premise by saying this is our first Holland America cruise, so it's all kind of new to me, but along the way we've definitely been seeing things that we didn't like so much compared to other cruise lines, but there were also several things that we did. Right now I am in the Tamarind restaurant. This is the specialty Asian restaurant we ate here yesterday as our one and only specialty dining experience. It was very good, and I'll go over that in another video. This is our last night of a 4-night cruise. I'm going to start with the likes, and the ship is very shaky right now, so I'm seeing that the camera's moving around a little bit. So one thing that we really liked is the fresh made to order food. There are a couple dining options. One, I kept calling it the dive bar, but it's called the dive in, which is burgers, hot dogs, brats. There's a couple vegetarian options like a portobello sandwich. They have the most amazing, if you like battered french fries, they're amazing. Everything's cooked fresh to order, so your fries are super hot and crispy. There's also a New York pizza place that you can order made to order pizzas, so they're fresh, and you can even put the toppings on of your choices. The topping choices are kind of unique. Kalamata olives, which is a little bit different, but because these venues are very good, they're very popular. So when lunch opens at 11:30, both of those restaurants, along with the buffet, open at 11:30 for lunch, and the line gets very long. So be prepared to wait, or don't go right when the restaurants open. Okay, next, I'm not much of a buffet person, but something that I did really appreciate was the Asian section at the buffet. They had different items every single day. There was sushi out, which it wasn't the best sushi, but so what? It kind of gave me my sushi fix, and it didn't cost an upcharge. So if you're into Asian food, you're gonna love that part of the buffet. Okay, since we're talking about food and whatnot, I'm gonna say the specialty coffee. We have the drink package, and specialty coffees are included. Tim and I have both said that we think that it is probably the best coffee at sea. It's amazing. I'm pretty sure the brand is Illy. It is very, very good. I also liked that they have a lot more like can to go items. So they have a like mocha cappuccino, a cold brew, and a caramel latte. So if you're into good coffee, you're gonna appreciate the coffee on the Eurodam. Okay, next I want to acknowledge bar service, but otherwise all the days we never seemed to have to wait very long for bar service. Like it wasn't a long line of people waiting, so it seems like their ratio of people to bars is on point. If there was a place that seemed like it had a little bit of a line, if we just walked a couple feet to another bar, so that just made it very convenient and simple to be able to grab a drink at our leisure. Our favorite place to get coffee was called the Crow's Nest. It's a full service bar that also does coffee in the morning, and it was right around the corner from our room, so it couldn't be more convenient. This place was awesome. It's also the observation lounge. So if you want to sit there and just look out at the water, people were playing games. There's an area for puzzles. They have the biggest selection of board games I've ever seen on a ship. A lot of times we'll pack some of our favorite card games and whatnot. You don't have to bring anything. They have it all there for you. When we would go in the mornings, there was rarely ever a line for coffee. No one was really sitting in there, and we really appreciated that venue, and especially being so close to our room. Okay, another great aspect of this ship is there are 2 pools. There's a Lido pool, which is like a solarium. It has a roof that opens and closes, and that's mid-shift. But what we really liked was the pool on the very aft of the ship, because it never seemed very busy. But we really enjoyed it back there. It was windy, but we didn't get too hot while we were spending time in the sun. The bar over there wasn't too busy either, and we all know that pool bars on ships can be crazy. It's usually the last place I choose to order a drink. Connected with that, they have towel stations, and they have them everywhere. You can help yourself to your own towels, as many towels as you want. You You don't have to check them out and swap them. We just love the convenience of that. And even if you were to go on one of the loungers on deck 3, they just have loungers hanging out there, and they would have towel stations for you to grab a towel to lay down. I thought that was a very nice feature. Okay, a couple things I want to mention about our cabin. There are motion lights underneath the closet. So if you get up to use the restroom in the night and the room is dark, they go on, but it's not too bright. So it's like the perfect amount of lighting to help you get to where you're going. And the same is true with the restroom on the inside. It had a dimmer light on that I think was motion sensed. Every time I went in there, it was on and you couldn't really control it. But that was a really nice aspect of the cabin. I also enjoy when the room steward makes up the room twice and does turn down service. We got some chocolates one of the nights and even a towel animal. This was my first towel animal since, gosh, I'm gonna say it was before 2020. I have not been on a ship that has done towel animals, which isn't a huge deal, but it's just something that you got used to when you cruised, if you were cruising before 2020, which was kind of a cool concept. So we enjoyed that our room steward did that for us as well. The last thing I want to mention is the casino location. I like that it wasn't stuffed in the back, hidden somewhere. They had it open to where there was music and entertainment, and they had like dual pianos. Or I'm even sure what they were called. They were very, very talented, and it was nice that you could be in the casino area but still enjoying the open area of the entertainment. You know, I want to mention here too, if you've been on the Eurodam or you have opinions about Holland America, go ahead and share those in the comments. We've been meeting so many people that are Holland fans on this ship.
My Holland America is my only cruise.
Really?
Holland American is the greatest cruise line there is.
And actually, several had told us that this was their least favorite of any Holland America cruise. So I'm always curious what everybody else thinks. Like I said, this is our first one, and it's only a 4-night cruise, so we've only had 3 days now to really have an opinion. Okay, now for the things that we dislike. First was embarkation day. Getting on the ship was smooth sailing. Check-in and all that was pretty seamless and quick. However, the only things open when you get on the ship are all in the same place on deck 9. So everybody was pushed into the same areas of the ship. Those were bars that were open. The food that was open was the 2 fresh to order concepts and the buffet. That's it. And it's all right next to each other, and it just made it so busy and so difficult to navigate through, which will lead me to my second dislike. Is the main dining room was not open on embarkation day. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that we really enjoy going to the main dining room on embarkation days because usually cruise ships are madness on embarkation day. Everybody's walking around with their carry-on luggage, waiting for the rooms to be ready. And so we always love when we can go to the main dining room for a nice, relaxing lunch. And they don't do that on this ship. So I don't know if that's a Holland thing overall or it's just this particular cruise, but open the main dining room for lunch. I also need to mention the gap with food hours. Now, most cruises will have some type of food 24 hours a day. I know some of that has changed where they'll maybe have it till 2 a.m. instead of 24 hours or whatnot, but here is not the same. So breakfast in the buffet on a port day, so it's the only venue that's open for breakfast, is the buffet. Yesterday it closed at 10 a.m. and a guest posted on Facebook that he got there shortly after 10 and there was nothing to eat. Everything was shut down, and the next opportunity to eat is lunch and not until 11:30. The same happens after lunch. The venues close. Everything except for the New York pizza. So there's a couple hours where you can only get pizza until dinner time. I've never seen this before on a ship. So if this is something that you know about or you have any information about, I thought it was very odd because usually that's kind of one of the benefits of being on a cruise ship is being able to dine at your leisure if you want to sleep in or whatnot. But here, like, you might have to wait. They could just keep like one section open, even with snacks or just a few things, instead of having absolutely nothing to eat for those time periods. Another thing I want to mention about the buffet that was difficult, the walkway was extremely narrow, and then they added tables, and they probably needed the tables for the volume of people that were there, but they were in the walkway, so it made even less space to navigate through when you're either trying to find a line to get in line for the buffet, or you might just be walking through to get to the other side of the ship. Also with dining, the main dining room for dinner, this is a pet peeve. Certain cruise lines do this. They have the lighting so bright. It feels like, I don't know, like a cafeteria with tablecloths. I don't have a better way to explain it. And I think sometimes service can be slow. We went on the fancy night, and so it was busier, and dinner took a while, and I think it just makes the experience a little bit nicer when you can just relax with nice lighting and just kind of enjoy your experience with who you're with. But it just was to an uncomfortable point of brightness. But let me know if you have an opinion on that. I'm curious if other people think the same thing about the lighting, or if you're like, that's ridiculous and who cares, because it is really something that stands out to us. Okay. Also, when it comes to dining, I have to bring this up, and I know some people might think this is petty. The cruise staples that we kind of see are staples on no matter which cruise line that you go on, they always have on a daily dinner menu Caesar salads and French onion soup. The Caesar salad was terrible. The dressing was runny, it was warm, it was very odd, and the French onion soup was bland. It was like it was watered down. And I talked to other guests who said they even tried it 3 days in a row, all 3 days, and said it was terrible each and every day. Stop, Christina. Stop. I get so overwhelmed at the food. It's been a great cruise. It's been a great ship. You know, everybody says to go on the Pinnacle class, so we'll probably look to do that in the future. But please share your comments and your opinions of what you liked or you didn't like on the Eurodam below.